Ricardo Breceda, let's go right back to the beginning.
Mhm.
I read about you started making these sculptures because your daughter wanted a dinosaur.
Exactly.
And how did you decide to make that sculpture out of, this is sheet metal, right?
Right.
What made you decide to use sheet metal?
Well, when she wants a dinosaur, she wanted life size. And I figured out if I do it in concrete, just to make the frame and everything, I mean, it's gonna be a pain in the butt.
Yes.
Something out of my reach back in that time. And if I do it just in wood, I'm gonna spend a lot of money in wood, and it's not gonna come out right.
So wood's out, concrete's out.
Yeah, you know, to bend the wood, I mean, it's easy now. 24 years ago, when I started, I had no idea how to bend wood. Now you can heat it and bend it and prepare the wood many ways.
Sure.
But I know about this art, this type of art. It comes from Mexico. They start this type of art there many, many years ago. But they do very rustic and small pieces and metal.
Right.
Very flat, now proportions and details, not too many, not too good. But they are popular, you know. So when I promised my daughter that I would make a life size for her, she was bugging me every day. When you gonna start? When you gonna start? You promised me, Papa.
Did you ever have any experience making sculptures before?
I don't even have to weld.
You didn't even know how to weld.
Yes, I have been mounted and I say I can make one for you. Well, she thought I can make it. I'm a single father. She thinks I can do anything.
Of course, you're Superman.
Yeah. So anyways, I meet this guy who has a little sculpture in the back of his truck one day. And hey, you know, he started talking to me. He offered me the piece. And who did that? He said, I did it. He said, you willing to have me to make a 20 foot T-Rex by 45 about, life size? I said, no, how? Well, you just help me. We live together, we make together.
Now, this was someone you didn't know?
No, somebody I didn't know.
He was just a stranger and
A
saw it.
stranger, they come over to my place to offer me a little piece of metal. And I said, oh, help me to do that. And I said, well, I need a place to live. I'll buy you tools and I give you a place to live. Where I was living, I have in the back of my house a couple of trailers.
Right.
I said, choose one of those, just gonna stay there and buy you tools. I pay you every week. Just help me to do that one.
So he became your teacher.
He was my teacher.
And he lived at your house.
Living in
In
my place.
exchange for living at your house, he taught you how to do this.
In exchange for living in my house, and I pay him.
And you paid him.
Of course I will, you know. Nobody loves for a living.
True.
You know, just for the living. So I'm paying him every week, and he teach me how to do a couple of little things, and say, well, now let's do the big one.
So when did you start the dinosaur?
I'm gonna start maybe like February, and I'm finished in December. It took me like 11 months to do one of those bigger, a T-Rex, bigger than that one.
11 months.
20 foot tall, 45 feet long.
And this was your first sculpture?
My first one.
Well,
Hey.
no point starting small.
Sometimes go bigger is good.
Bigger is good, yeah. Sometimes bigger is
So anyways, I made the first one, and next day, when I put it next to the freeway, I was living next to the 215 freeway. Ramona and 215 freeway.
Not too far from here.
Not too far, about 30 minutes from
Not
here.
too far.
So the freeway is bumper to bumper. People get out, literally, get out of the cars to take picture of my T-Rex.
You're stopping traffic, but with your
Both ways on the highway.
He's creating a traffic jam on the 215 because he's got a sculpture beside it.
Yep. And next day, it was even better. TV, radio,
They show up.
newspaper. They come over to the front of my house waiting for me in the morning to find out who made that one. What's all about it. So I was on TV and newspapers and radio, and a lot of people around there looking for me.
So that was a really important turning point in your career. That was like you were found. You became known.
Well, I became known a little bit in the neighborhood, but not much because I don't want to sell. For the first 3 years, I don't want to sell my pieces. I still have every single one of them. They are not too many, maybe it's 15, 20 pieces. They are not for sale. But I told people, don't worry about it. It's the ugliest one anyways. It's the ones I'm started with, you know. So they don't have many details, perfect proportions.
Is that why you didn't sell them?
No, it's because I do that, yes, another guy in me. I put a lot of work and passion and love creating those things. So you're not gonna have something like that for me
I understand.
unless you pay a lot of money.
I understand. I
And
understand.
people, they don't wanna pay a lot of money and they don't wanna sell it for peanuts.
They want it for no money.
You know, so I even told her, it's all right, my mama rich, I don't need your money.
But at some point you changed your mind. At some point
At
you
some
said, I'm going
point.
to sell my work.
I met Dennis Avery, the Avery Labels guy,
Yeah, that's very interesting.
the guy who do Borrego, come over to my place, we become friends, and then he started to talk to me about creating things in Borrego.
Tell me how this story developed that he wanted you to.
He went to, he buy in the 90s all the land available in Borrego Springs, around, everything.
Everything that was available in Borrego Springs.
Yes, acres, more than 3,000 acres. I mean, 600 right here, 200 right there, 400 right there, a lot of acres. So because he don't want the city or the town of Borrego to grow, want to keep it small.
Oh, so he bought all the stuff that was
Oh,
available.
everything was available. Well, he was a billionaire.
What was his interest in Borrego Springs? Did he live there?
He live right there, he has a house right there, he grow his family right there.
I see.
So he has interest in Borrego and keep the town small. And he said, Ricardo, let's try to put this, look, he showed me a book. He said, I helped to create this book about before the fauna, the animals used to roam in Borrego. Borrego Springs used to be a sea, you know.
Right.
Now it was a desert, so, and down the sea, you know, but it has land, but it were granite slats, camels, and different types of animals. Huge.
Camels
Yeah.
in Borrego
And
Springs.
Borrego, there's many different types of animals. You get a book and you find out all kind of puzzles they found about different animals.
And at what point did you and Mr. Avery decide that we've done what we wanted to do, our project is finished?
When we put the dragon was because he is from the year of the dragon, and his wife is a Chinese lady, is for the year of the dragon too. So the head, you know, is a dragon. And of course the dragon I make it myself. I don't copy that dragon for
For nobody?
no.
It's it's unique.
Yeah, of course. Especially like the dragon. I create my own dragon. And the body is the snake because the snakes in the desert. There's a lot of snakes in the desert.
Yes.
So we put a body of snake. And even the tail is a raro, from a raro snake. It looks like a raro snake tail. And we create a big tail like a raro snake tail.
Well, listen, I want to thank you very much, Ricardo Breceda.
No, thank you.
I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us today.
Well, I appreciate the time you take to create, to show this to the world, and what you do and what other people do. People need to be aware there's a lot of other things in life, and one of the other things is art,
Absolutely.
to enjoy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Two miles out of Borrego Springs, it rises from the desert floor. This imposing sculpture has become a much sought-after tourist attraction. From the sky, it looks like something ancient, its rusted scales blending seamlessly with the desert's golden hues. Its body stretches 350 feet, weaving in and out of the earth, as if it has been here for centuries. Up close, the details come alive. Hammered metal forming intricate scales, twisting horns curling toward the sky. Each ridge, each plate of rusted iron tells the story of an artist's hands, bending fire and steel to his imagination. Silent, watching, waiting. It's more than a sculpture. It's the spirit of the desert, a creature that never lived, yet somehow it belongs here.